Welcome to Weekend Sports Betting Tips. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I got Sean back with me, Mr. Sean Higgs on Twitter. It's college football Saturday. Big games all around. Got people in the chat room already.
They're ready.
What's Foster? One of my buddies, Foster, in the chat room. We're ready to roll. We're going to talk a little bit college football, a little bit of pro football. First of all, let's roll where you can find Sean. Follow Sean, Mr. Sean Higgs on Twitter. Watch Sean right after this show, winning free picks, and occasionally pops in at picks and parlays. And you can sign up for VIP with Sean at winningfreepicks.com, and he will give you a lot better picks than I will.
Come on, you're pretty good, John. You say that, like, people think like, oh, you don't lose. Listen, I lose, folks. I got 17 college football games today. I'm going to lose a couple.
Yep, I got 16 on my card too.
You lose some games. 16, don't. And I try to tell people this, like, oh, you went 1-1-1 yesterday. Well, okay, it's 1-1-1. It's I'm not a guy. I'm going to lose games. I bet 1,000 baseball games this year. You know what? I'm going to lose a couple of them.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to bet 150 college football games on the year, more like whatever. I'm just throwing out a round number here. Come on, folks. Right. You lose if you're not ready to lose. Don't watch these shows, all right? Especially don't come in and tell people, "Oh, you lost." I'm going to lose.
We know.
I'm not the fake guy hitting 87%. That's not me.
Right, exactly right. If you're hitting 57%, you're doing all right.
That's it.
Sean, last night Boise State got pounded.
Yes, they did.
I don't know why I placed that bet. I didn't like Boise. I wanted to play the under.
Did you really?
And I wanted to play the under, and I think I hit the wrong thing. I was like.
I had the under.
Gave out the under, but I bet the wrong one myself.
Yeah, I gave out the under and the midday money, and that's the only thing. How's Boise favored? I know the other guy's pretty bad, but how are you laying double digits with a team who's terrible on the road? No bad quarterbacking.
Yeah,
I can't lay that. I can't lay those kind of numbers. And again, some things it's just, you don't have to bet it. It's the Friday night. Oh, there's Friday night games. Got to bet it. No, you really don't. You really don't have to. You don't have to.
Right.
Oh, it's Syracuse. Let's bet Syracuse. I mean, okay, maybe it wins. Flip a coin. You got to bet it.
I did give that one out, -9.5, and it was a dumb play.
Syracuse. I didn't even know how Syracuse did yesterday. I was just more concerned of it. Oh, they had 22-20.
22-20. Gave out the under too, but.
The Virginia quarterback's supposed to be pretty good. They hyping that kid up like he was supposed to be a first rounder. So I mean that's automatically I'm going to move away from that. Like, all right, I mean he's a 10-point dog. He's supposed to be a first round quarterback pick. What's happened? Something's not right here.
Right. So and the Syracuse quarterback pretty good too, Schrader. And then the Virginia's stacked at wide receiver and tight end. Man, they've got some good. You'll see them in the pros next year. But I
got a Syracuse under 4.5 for the season. So that was my thoughts on Syracuse. All right. So I got a ticket on that. So
right, and a lot of hype, overinflated on that. Let's get into some of the games for today, Saturday. Maryland and Michigan. And this is usually Sean's usually the point of the year where Maryland gets off to a hot start and then, kind of wets the bed.
Yeah, because they play some real teams. They play some Big Ten teams that are actually halfway decent and not cupcakes. And right. I got a Michigan at a 16.5 and
me too.
And at a 19 too on another site when the openers came out. So I got a good line and a not so good line. Do I think Michigan wins by 3 touchdowns? Yeah, I think they. Offensively, this is a good team. I'm all in on Michigan's offense, so I'm expecting a big outing here. Probably into the over, obviously. I'm thinking, we get our 40-something plus here to cover that. I know they'll give up a couple points to Taglia turnover, right?
Yeah.
The quarterback down there. He's I call him Taglia turnover because Tua's having all right, but they're kind of prone to throwing that INT. They're explosive. I like them, but
a little bit. This will be the best offense that Michigan has faced. I mean, let's face it. Michigan has had 3 practice games, Sean.
Yeah, but I mean, what are the odds here when you book your schedule? Now, Connecticut, we know is going to be a bad kind of team, right? We know, okay, but you look at the how do you get Colorado State? You don't think they're going to be that terrible? 51-7. Hawaii, Hawaii's not got trouble, but I mean, you got 3 teams that are 3 to top in the top 5 or top 10 of the worst team in college football this year.
Yeah. So
all they're missing was like UMass on this thing, and they'd be like, you know,
do we know? I mean, do we know how good Michigan is yet?
I don't. I think they kind of played with these teams. They kind of like, all right, we're just dropping 50s. Like these games are big halftime numbers. You're like, oh, are we going to cover these numbers? They're up big at the half, and then here they're gonna. I'm expecting a 48 plus performance by them, just because of what I've seen. They've kind of cakewalk through. Well, you know what? You're tuned up. You got your quarterback in who you want. Like that's the kid they want to go to the youngster there.
McCarthy.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm believing the hype there on that offense. So
good.
Again, I'm laying 3 touchdowns, right? It's, whether it be 16, 17, 18. I want to be up. In my mind, it's 21, and I got to be up. 28 to get a cover here.
Yep. Yeah. The back door always a concern. I don't think so here. I mean, yeah, they can throw it. They can sling the ball. They've got good receivers. I'll tell you, JJ McCarthy, dude's got some wheels. He's a threat both running and throwing. I think they made the right choice going from McNamara to McCarthy. And then Blake Corum, man, good running back. I think he'll be able to run all over Maryland. But let me throw you one number. Preseason Michigan offensive line rated number 2 in the country. That's all I need to know. I think they'll overpower the Maryland defensive line. So I'm also on Michigan.
Yeah, and Hockley's not a good traveler, though. He's a decent I like him. The guy he could recruit fabulous. I mean, he gets guys in there. But
yep.
ATS-wise, he's not really a darling of mine. That's what I need. I need the ATS. I don't care about your 5 stars. I need covers.
All right, we're both on Michigan. Let's keep it in the Big Ten. Go to a game a little bit later. And one of the teams who's been really good this season is the Golden Gophers, and they are a 3-point favorite on the road. Michigan State. You gave out Washington.
Yes, in a route last year. I'm sorry, I must have missed this game. Minnesota's 3-point on the road against Michigan State here.
Yes,
I got to go bet this game. It's Minnesota again. Like I said last week here, we had a unranked team versus a top 10 team giving points, and now we have a unranked Big Ten team facing a ranked, right? Minnesota's unranked facing a ranked Michigan State.
Yep.
Minnesota I'm going to put my children's life on. I shouldn't say that. That's not nice to say, but I mean that's a absolute no-brainer, folks. If you thought the Washington route was easy last week and it was 30-0 or whatever it was early, this one the same way. Let's go. Get in the boat. Row that boat, PJ. Let's go. I got to go load this up.
This is one of my top plays too. I gave out Minnesota -3. They have got a 6th-year starter at quarterback who can sling the ball. Taylor.
Thank you,
Taylor Grant. Taylor Strong. I forget the kid's name. Taylor
Ham. Is it Taylor Ham? Because it's Saturday, so it's always Taylor Ham Day at my house on Saturdays. It's Taylor Ham sandwiches. Then
Ahmed Ibrahim, the running back for Michigan. This dude's a beast. You get to see him today. He's a 6'1", 230-pound beast, bruiser. And then they've got decent wideouts on the outside. I like Michigan. I like Minnesota over Michigan State here. Michigan State, they've got trouble in the secondary, so I think Minnesota could take advantage.
And Minnesota,
of,
you mentioned running back. Their season changed on a dime last year when he got hurt. So he's good.
Very good. So we're both on Minnesota. Sean's got to get out here and get this bet in.
I gotta get it. I don't want to start loading up on here. I'm gonna get my other screen because sometimes with StreamYard it freezes up, and I always have like a freeze happen. So I'm like, I gotta watch the channels I pull up.
Right, 10:45. Right? Is that the
always the 46 mark? It's ridiculous. I don't understand. Right. Every hour at the 46.
We got you for 19
only on
minutes.
StreamYard. I don't understand because I'll be on the YouTube watching it on the other computer or my phone.
Right.
Fine. It's streaming. I go to a freeze, and then on my midday Monday, I got Tim Earl with me in the back just in case I'm happy. So he comes in, he's like, "Oh, it must be 11:46." 10:46. On Sunday night, look headline show 9:40. Oh, it's 9:46. Here comes. It's unbelievable. I have no idea.
I have my own problems with StreamYard too, but
I do not understand. People are like, oh, it's the internet. Like, I don't know. I hear the kids watching TV outside. My son's in his room or in the game room playing. But it's no other internet's affected.
We got some viewers in the chat room, 7 folks. Get your questions in if you want to hit up Sean for some Saturday. We're going to go down the road from me here about 30 minutes north. We're going to look at Baylor, number 17, Baylor. Here's another one, Sean, unranked team, a favorite at home. I'm on Iowa State. I love Matt Campbell. He's done a great job there. Yeah, this team's been put together. You know, they don't have Brock Purdy and they don't have Breece Hall. They're both in the pros. But I still like Deckers at quarterback. And the new running back, I think his last name is Brock, also really good. And I just think I'm also on the under for this game. I think you'll be a little slower running teams.
Yeah.
Two of the slowest paced teams in the country. So,
see, now
two good defenses.
I got a little Baylor action here just because I look at the last game they played, and that changed. If that comes out a win, they're a 3-point favorite in this game.
Yep.
Now, as much as I love the unranked rank kind of angle, in this spot here, I'm going the other way just based on that because you're coming in off of like people are like, oh, this team's not good. Well, you know, Baylor's
they're good.
Team.
They're a real good team.
Like, and again, you mentioned Iowa State, you lose your best playmakers at skill position positions, and you're facing a defensive team who's familiar with you off a tough loss themselves. I mean, I got to lean to the Baylor there in the 2.5. I mean, I think it could be like a 1-point game. It's going to be a close one, I believe there.
Yeah,
but I think that's why I kind of take the points in that matchup.
I'm the Undertaker, Sean.
The Underdome.
The Undertaker's here in the house.
Nothing wrong with unders. I got a Georgia under at I got a bad number too. I got a 59 at the opener, so it's up to 62. So not a good number on my Georgia total. I'm
always talking with Anthony about how Georgia, like, they get to a certain point, they just don't stomp teams out. You know, they're not interested in running up the score.
They'll get their 45 or 50, whatever they get, but then it's kind of like, like today, you know, they start SEC play next week. Can this game be 54-0? You know, like is Kent State scoring 10 points here?
No,
I don't. I feel good at
maybe 10.
Listen, would I rather have 62? I just don't think Gio is getting into the 50s here. I think it's going to be let's get up early. It's 38-0 at the half, and then it's run. You know, hopefully we don't punch in
teamers come in.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get 4 touchdowns in the second half. You know, that's my that's my thinking on it.
Well, Sean's on Baylor. I'm on Iowa State. I like the under in this game too. Let's move on to one of the big games tonight. The Wisconsin Badgers going into Columbus. Tough place to play. Number 3 Ohio State. Man, Wisconsin's got a lot of troubles on offense, Sean. They can't throw the ball. I mean, Ohio State just has to shut down the Wisconsin run game. And Ohio State looks like they're finally getting healthy with Jackson Smith and Jigba back. A few other players on defense. What are your thoughts on Ohio State, Wisconsin?
Yeah, I gave Ohio State as a free pick at, I think it was like 18-19. Again, this should be like a 20. I don't think Ohio State, I say this in my videos, they should cakewalk and just go through the motions to 45 points with that offense.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't get done against Notre Dame, and hindsight being 2020, maybe I shouldn't have taken that bet. Like, and I had a good number. I had a 14 and went up to 18. I thought I had a good number there with the offense. But again, first game, you're still learning, getting familiar with guys. You saw last week in a strat, 5 touchdown passes? Again, that was a MAC team, but still a pretty good MAC team. An elite, for MAC standards, that was probably the best defensive team in the MAC. No problems there. And Wisconsin, again, you got a program that's a run first kind of team. And I don't know. I'll lay it here. And I'm more of a, I like my dog, especially like baseball, you know, Tooch, you know how I am. So it's tough laying. Again, for my mind, this is a 20 because I need 21 to win here, right? I'm not thinking it's a 20-point win.
I'm thinking another 3 touchdowns.
I'm thinking 44-10. I need something to save me on the backside of things. How's Wisconsin scoring here? They look terrible at home. In their loss, they had a couple of fumbles against Washington State. They played a couple of fumbles in that game. Couldn't close things out there.
Yeah, they lost at home to Washington State.
You know, come on. Ohio State, just talent-wise, I think they're the third probably. Listen, it's Georgia and then Alabama and Ohio State and everybody else. So beat a bad Big Ten team at home. Put up your 45, which I think you should. I don't care about this defense. Maybe you don't put up 45. Are you going to win? Are you going 30-10? Like, beat these guys bad. You should.
Yeah, I agree. The first when you and I talked a few times ago where we had the big favorites, we were on the other side of the big favorites, with Alabama
Yeah,
and
we had
Notre
what was
Dame.
that we took the Ohio's, we took some underdog and non-conference plays. Forget here, as much as you think, well, they're familiar with each other. I can't. No.
This
And
is
maybe it's
what's
bias. I'm like, listen, folks. All right, you're a capper in a town. I still have my bias towards. I like a team. I think they're going to be this way. I'm going to ride that team for quite a bit, thinking this is the team I think is going to go 11-0 or get to the championship playoffs or the last 4 games. So, that's the way I feel about Ohio State. That's the way I feel about Georgia. Tough to say that about Bama when they're laying 45 every game, but maybe
right.
SEC play. But so again, I'll lay it here.
And I'm on Ohio State too. Full disclosure. Here's what sells it to me: if Wisconsin falls behind, Sean, they can't catch up.
Can't throw the ball.
Can't throw the ball. Right.
Can't throw the ball.
So that's it for me. We got a question for the chat room. Thoughts on Ravens, Patriots, and Vikings versus Lions. Let's tackle the Ravens, who were on the wrong end of a bad beat with the Dolphins. First, what are your thoughts on Ravens, Patriots?
I like Baltimore there. Bad loss.
Yeah,
you still have a good head coach. I know Belichick. He hasn't beaten Belichick in regular season up there. Folks, this is a whole different team. We're talking Brady, Mac Jones, right? You're talking. I mean, Matt Patricia and Joe Judge are offense coordinators, and it's not Tom Brady. We've seen the Patriots struggle offensively. Yeah. They probably could have lost last week to the Steelers. Maybe
they should have lost that game,
right? I mean, I'm taking the Ravens. I think the coach is. It's tough to say anybody's as good as Belichick. The guy's got 50 rings or whatever he's got, right?
Right.
But at this stage, I'm going to take Harbaugh. Yep. Okay, do I want to lay 3 on the road? Nah, it's not the best look, but Baltimore, now you're in a jam here. Somehow you lose this game and you got Buffalo next week and you're a home dog to Buffalo next week. 3, so yeah, I like them over Patriots and I like the Vikings. Now, this line was a 7.5 opener and I'm like, sign me up for mini. I see 7.5. Everybody's going to bet the Lions.
6 this morning.
It's down to 6 and I still like them because you know what? Normally it would be like, I would take some Detroit action because I think Wacko's thoughts like, oh, they only got to win by a touchdown. I'm going to take the favorite. Oh, I'm getting an extra half point. I'm going to take the dog. I go opposite of that. I think they're trying to entice you. But in this one, it's come down from where the opener was. Everybody saw, Kirk Cousins is terrible on Monday nights. He's 2-10. He threw a couple picks in the end zone. Now, I always say, and I don't know why other people say this, you want to blame quarterbacks for throwing late picks, right? Or, he threw an interception. But when your team is blowing the game, right, on a back door, you're like, this defense. Well, this defense made plays when they had to in the red zone, right? Slay had. Give credit to the defense. It's a decent defense, made stops. I'm not a Cousins hater. The guy has 95 TDs the last 3 years, top 5 with Mahomes and that whole crew of touchdowns the last 3 years. The guy can play ball, and the Detroit Lions are not the Eagles. So a bad loss. Everybody's down on them. It's the trendy Lions. Let's go 9.5. Listen, 9.5. I'll grab it 9.5. I'm not going to say no to that, but I think the Vikings cover here. But if 9.5 opener, I would have been tempted for Detroit, but I still think Minnesota bounces back. I'm not buying the Detroit hype. They could score, yeah. I saw Minnesota play Green Bay at home, pretty tough. Shut down, Rodgers. It's still Goff. It's still Jared Goff to me. So give me Minnesota.
The Lions have had a good offensive line.
The offense is good, Joe.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you might be related to somebody on the Lions. You're part of the Ford family there. Let's not get carried away on this team. They still give up a ton of. What about the other? Let's worry about the other side of the ball where you actually got to stop the other team from scoring. That's a problem for them. That's a problem.
For me, I don't know. I'm probably not betting this game, but with the Ravens, man, all you have to do is look at the skill position players and take Lamar Jackson and company. And I just think that's the difference in the game.
Yes, it's the quarterback right there because I think the head coaches are probably it's tough to say it's a wash at this point, but they're good head coaches, and Belichick's not. He doesn't have the guys behind center. That's what it comes down to. Let's be honest here.
Well, we got the Bills and Dolphins coming up. I hammered the over in that one.
You got some guys out for Buffalo. Maybe it takes its toll here. I actually have the Bills. I bet the Bills early at a 4.5, but I took Miami in the circa at 5.5. So I went, I kind of went opposite on some of my picks here because the lines moved. Like Kansas City was a 3, it went up.
Yeah.
So I got Kansas City 3, but in the contest I got 5.5 the other side. So I got it. Some of these numbers I'm going to take dogs. This one here, I kind of like still Miami at 5.5. Now at 4.5, I'm like, okay, here come the Bills. But then you see that, and again, I bet early. I'm betting on Sunday before the games are over and played. I'm looking at a number, thinking it's going to go. Thinking it's I do look at lines every Sunday night. So I look at it thinking it's going to go this way. So Bills 4.5, it went up. KC 3, it went up. Philly 4 went up. Houston 3, it's maybe a half point down a little bit. But as much as I got those, I got Denver -3 too, and 2.5. I'm thinking Lance is playing. I had Seattle last week +9, 10. I'm thinking Lance.
Right now it's Garoppolo.
So, but this one here, I would probably lean over. Right, Bills down. Their defense. Another wild shootout. Dolphins in off the wild shootout. So, shootout for me. I'll go with the over there. But again, I lean dog just because I'm at this point.
He loves his dogs, folks. I'll tell you. With a look ahead line, I grabbed the Chiefs at -6. But I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, the Colts." Colts. How? I can't see the Chiefs losing this game, Sean. I'm all over the Chiefs. But
exactly. Again,
tell me how they lose.
At 3, I like it. At 6, I'm leaning Colts because the Colts have looked so bad.
Yeah.
Like, Matt Ryan doesn't look 37. He looks 57, right? I think they're going to run the ball, right? Kansas City, this is let's be honest, this is the proverbial circle the wagons, coach on the line. He's on the line. I think if they lose here, the coach and I think the GM's got to be thought about, like, what are we doing in this? Who are we going after next? We bringing Kirk Cousins in here? Who's the next quarterback coming in after? Who are we bringing in?
Wentz.
Wentz, Matt Ryan. Who's next? Really, it's going to be Cousins.
Yeah, I could see it being a closer game.
What late 30s quarterbacks coming into quarterback this team? So to me, that's on the coaches.
Right. All right. So let's head over to let's head over to your neck of the woods and your Jets, who had a great game last. Great game last game against the Browns. I was on the wrong end of that, man. You and I talked about this before, but like if Nick Chubb had just slid on the 1 yard line, Game's over. All they had to do is kneel 3 times and kick a field goal, and there's 10 seconds left. They're up 10. But no, the Jets come out. They killed a lot of money line parlays.
Yes,
right there. But
well, I like the over in that game. I think I said let's take the over there. I thought the Jets would kind of hang tough there.
Yep.
And here,
on this show,
I'm a Jet back. I said Jets in week 1. Jets in week. I'm going to take another 6 here.
I like the Jets +6 here too.
Now the defense, it looked bad. Gave up some points. I think the defense is actually kind of good. And the Bengals. Have you seen the Bengals play anybody the last couple of weeks? This is a team Burrow's got 10 interceptions. I'm exaggerating, but I mean, he has not looked good. The offensive line's terrible, and the Jets play some defense. I'm getting 6 points. I want to hear, it's a revenge spot. Well, you know what? I got $1 million riding on this because this is, again, Jets for me in a circle picks. I'm 7-3 in circa, so I'm riding all the crazy dogs. And I'm confident in the Jets.
I love it. So here we're going to talk about our Bears. The Bears have got some injuries on defense. Roquan Smith possibly out, and Jalen Johnson possibly out. It is, I think, a 3-point game. The line was a lot higher, Sean. I forget what it opened at, but I don't know. I have I think the Bears bounce back against Lovey, but with the injuries, I'm a little concerned about the defense.
I got the Texans in 3 here, just because the Texans show up with defense. Have defense will travel, and the defense has been traveling. Davis Mills, and I had Denver. I'm calling him Seattle because Russell Wilson. I had Denver last week laying 10, thinking they should have put more points up on Seattle. It should have been a Denver and the over cover, except it was a dog and under, which I was happy about. But I figured they're going to come in and score some points. They couldn't score points again inside the red zone there. Now, is Russell in the offense problem? Maybe it's the Texans got a little defense here. I'm going to take the defense here. Bears offense. Are you excited about the Bears offense? Come on. I'll take 3. Come on. This is what is it? Like they call these bum fights, like 2 bad teams going at it. I don't know. I like Davis Mills. I think David Mills is a good quarterback. I like him.
Yeah. I like the under in this game. I don't think there'll be a lot of points scored. Give me the under 39. I think that's the safest bet in this game.
Yeah, a lot of times I see these numbers. I'm like, it could get over by accident. This one, I mean, I don't know. I could just see a lot of punting.
Yep, was 2.5 yesterday. Let's give out some free plays, Sean. Let me roll the little free play. I know it's almost 10:46.
I was going to say, we got to come in. It's going to come on the freeze pretty soon. You're going to be like, what happened?
The witching hour. Here we go. Going to give out a free play here. And I've got some prop bets too from the gang. What are you thinking, Sean, today? Last year you gave out Washington. That was a winner.
I'm going to come back in. I haven't even bet it yet. We're all over the Gophers here. Let's go Minnesota.
Yeah. All right.
Minnesota again.
One of my top plays too. I love it. And I'm going to go with Ohio State, man. I just, like we said, I talked myself into it. I'm going to go Ohio State minus 19.5 now. I think it's 3 touchdowns. I don't think Wisconsin could keep up with Ohio State.
Agree.
So, all right. And then we've got some prop bets. Sean's about to get out of here. Please go winning picks daily. Sean's going to be on in about 15 minutes.
Actually, about like 3 minutes. I'm going to go. We got noon games. I'm going to start it right up for the midday money. You could find it. On Twitter. I'm on the Twitter feed.
All right.
You got it. Dude, you see it. People come in. They're like, well, we got games at 12. Who do you like? I
know,
I got
right?
the noon games loaded up. I got to get
ready. All right. I've got a prop bet from Joe Mandel, the fantasy football goon here at the Barroom Network. He's got Jared Goff over 249 passing yards. I like that play. And against Lovie Smith's defense and the only offense of, I think this number's a little low, but take David Montgomery over 69.5 rushing yards. Want to thank Sean again for being here. Next week, Anthony's going to join us. So,
all right. Nice.
It'll be the 3 of us. All right, Sean, thanks again. And we'll see you next. Go do a good show. I'll try and check in again.
All right, Tooch. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you, Sean. We'll see you next week.
All right.
String, and I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Invincible hustle, mighty desire to conspire, to transpire.